How long will you watch people being gunned down in first grade, fourth grade, high school, college, church, synagogue, a grocery store, a movie theater, a mall, and a nightclub,
Congresswoman,
and do nothing?
Last night I saw the most news story I have ever seen. But first, I want to show you this clip from the debate between Marco Rubio and Val Demings. They're both running for Senate in Florida.
Denying the right to buy it is not going to keep them from doing it. Here's the fundamental issue. The fundamental issue is, why are these kids, why are these people going out there and massacring people?
This is the same.
Because a lot of people own AR-15s
argument
and they don't kill everyone.
I understand, sir, but I want to go to Congresswoman Demings for 60 seconds.
You know, people who are the families of victims of gun violence just heard that, and they're asking themselves, what in the hell did he just say? Senator, you used the Pulse nightclub shooting as your inspiration to run again for the Senate in 2016. Pulse is in my district. And yet, you've done nothing to help address gun violence and get dangerous weapons out of the hands of dangerous people. Our primary responsibility is the safety of Floridians. And Senator, 24 years in elected office, and you have not yet risen to that occasion. And then when asked about it, you say something that makes no sense.
What Demings is saying here is an important point, and I really hope Dems start hitting it more in the waning days of the midterm elections. It's gun violence. We need to start talking more about gun violence in the context of the election, because it is one very clear issue where Republicans do not want to do anything, and whatever you think of Democrats, they at least want to do something. And many of them want to do a lot more. That is one distinguishable issue that I think even progressives can stand with Dems on. It's we have to address this gun violence problem in this country. And she's hammering him on school shootings, because as you know, Florida is home to one of the worst school shootings in Parkland. And there's been a lot of conversations about what issues to center in this election. Should it be abortion? Should it be the economy? I think yes and is the approach here. I think we should add on to all of these, really start hitting Republicans on all of these oversteps, and also pin them down on gun violence. These guys take hundreds of thousands, if not millions, from the NRA and the gun lobby to block any restrictions or regulations on the proliferation of guns. It's ultimately about gun sales. They serve the interests of the manufacturers. It's not about gun owners. It's not about individual liberties, although that's what they want you to think. They don't care if people keep getting shot and killed. They don't. Because if you just look at the numbers, you look at the data and show that gun violence is increasing every single year for the most part, and it's getting worse and worse. And then you look at what they've done, and there's nothing. That alone shows you they do not care, because the money they take from the industry and the lobby outweighs any concern that any victim of gun violence or their family members or friends, or even you, someone who may not be a victim or know someone who is. They don't care about your concerns. And that brings me to that story I mentioned at the beginning. This story is so Texas schools are distributing DNA and fingerprint kits to parents because they say this will make it easier for authorities to identify kids in the case of emergencies. Now, where does your mind go when you think about that? What circumstance would that be used in? If you're like me, my mind first went to Uvalde, and I couldn't help but think how grotesque this is. This proposal is a slap in the face of every family member and friend of the victims in Uvalde, because since then they haven't done anything in Texas to prevent more school shootings. In fact, many Republicans in the state beat their chests over their individual liberties and their rights to own guns. But here they are just a few months later sending out DNA and fingerprint kits, because if your kid gets shot, wouldn't it be nice to have their fingerprints on hand so you can identify their corpse? What madness